the Keke Palmer and her mom and her ex. If you recall, we spoke about this probably 2 weeks or so ago, and the boyfriend Darius and his brother was threatening to release this audio of Keke mom, Sharon, where he said threatening his family. So it came out, the little clip came out where she said something about putting a bullet in his head, like he need to be careful or stay away, blah, blah, blah. And then a couple days later, more audio came out from this conversation, apparently, that Keke mom was going in on Darius, and a couple people was catching some strays in the mix of her going in on Darius, like Usher, and her throwing out there, she said something like, Usher's bisexual or Usher's gay. Like, are you dumb? Like, because this was, I guess, around the time where the boyfriend was hot because Keke was at Usher's concert and what she had on, and he, you know, that whole situation, you're a mom, what do you got on, blah, blah, blah. So this would make Sharon say this, like, are you dumb? Like, Usher don't even like women. And I know at the time when I first heard that video, I know Usher probably was like, now how did I get it? Or how did my sexuality get in this? Like, just caught a stray. Sharon, Keke's mom, ended up coming out the next day and was saying that she only said that about Usher to protect her daughter, because Keke was at the time in the same room as Darius, and she feared for her safety in a nutshell. So she said this to try to like calm him down in a sense. But I wonder how Usher felt about that when he first heard it. But I respect it. I was like, good save. Good save, Sharon. Because that definitely sounded wow to anyone listening to that conversation. My thing is, I'm like, how didn't her or Keke catch on to know that he might be recording me? Because he was doing things that would have gave me the sign. Like, he kept like trying to make her repeat herself, or like, so what was that about a bullet? What you said? Like, those type of things would have made me think like, this motherfucker be recording me. Like, let me shut up. But I guess in the heat of the moment, Sharon was like, yeah, it was a lot. But again, good save. Good save. Yeah. So we'll see, because that still has to play out, and probably like 2 weeks they go to court for the situation. Because I also thought it was illegal to record people's phone conversations without their knowledge in the state of California. So I don't know. But then I was reading something that said, yeah, it's generally illegal, but if you feel it will help you, or you fear for your life or something along those lines, then they'll allow it. And at times it could also be admissible in court. But in general, it is illegal. So Sharon is saying that she's gonna follow that to get him in trouble legally for recording her without her knowledge. But damn, it's a wild situation. That shouts to Lala Anthony for championing this new bill that was just signed by Governor Hochul, I guess is how you say her name. It's the Clean Slate Act, which is going to seal criminal records for employment and housing applications. You know, a lot of times when people go to prison, when they come home, they have a hard time. A lot of them have a hard time getting jobs or finding housing, because once they do that background check and they see you was in prison, they look at you funny, and they might not allow you to rent because you're a felon, regardless of how small the crime was. And we're not talking about like murder or anything like that, but a felon is a felon on them records, and people are unable to rent and get jobs behind it. And with that, you know, it opens up this like cycle now where like you get out of prison, you may have learned your lesson, you may have turned a new leaf, but now you can't get a job. Now you can't get housing. So you end up ultimately going back to the life of crime that you just got out for because you feel you have no other options, no other choice. That's why I think this is super dope. The Clean Slate Act. The governor hailed the progressive legislation as a way to get more ex-cons in the workforce. She said, my number one job as the New York State governor is to keep people safe. And I believe that the best anti-crime tool is when people have a job and have steady work. I agree. She said the legislation seals eligible misdemeanor records after 3 years and certain felony records after 8 years after their sentence is complete, as long as the offender doesn't commit another crime during that time. Charges that are eligible to be sealed include misdemeanors such as disorderly conduct, larceny, and vandalism, as well as nonviolent felonies like money laundering, insurance fraud, and prostitution. Now, there are some crimes that will still be on your record that you can't get sealed with this act, and that is Class A felonies. So we talk about murder, predatory sexual assault, terrorism, arson, and kidnapping. All of those would not be eligible to be sealed. And I think that's what's up. That's a good idea. Definitely dope. In fact, shouts to Lala for being the forefront of that, making it happen. So yeah, that's dope. Andre 3000, he just put out a new album for those people who have been waiting for years for a new Andre album. When Andre 3000 announced this new album, a lot of people was excited, but that excitement was short-lived because it turns out this is not going to be your typical album that one would expect from 3 Stacks. Andre said that this album is going to have no bars, no words even, no singing, no rapping. The only thing you're going to hear on this album is him playing the flute. Yes, you heard that right. Him playing the flute and other wind instruments is what's going to be on this album. I tried to give it a shot. I listened to it the other day in my car, and I almost forgot that this album was only going to be flutes. So for a second, when I pressed play on the first track, and I'm like listening to it, and after like a minute or two, I wasn't really paying attention. I'm doing other things, and then I'm like, this is a long ass like intro. I was waiting for the beat to drop, and then it dawned on me like, oh shit, wait, there's not gonna be no beat. No beat is about to drop. This is actually it. This is all of it. Like, this is what this whole album is about to be. Like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Before hearing it, I was like, this is probably gonna be like meditation music or something. And I guess, but to me, it kind of sounds like a score. It sounds like a score for like an animated movie. That's exactly what it sounds like. So maybe he'll license this to Disney or something, like, because that's what it sounds like to me, a score. And I seen some posts of people like, yo, this Andre 3000 album is fire. And it's like, really, stop, cut the cap, because unless you're already into that type of, zen and like instrumentation, if you're already into that, fine, this album might slap for you. But if you were looking for, hey y'all, Prototype, Roses, and you throw this on and you telling me it slaps, you're lying, and you just want to be different, because this is not something that you're going to just play and put on and be like, I even thought prior to hearing it, I even thought maybe this would be something you would play while you're cleaning up on Sundays or something, but it sounds like a score. And if you're into scores, then you'll love this album. But at the end of the day, I respect it. Artists are gonna be artists. As an artist myself, you gotta respect artists being artists. And at this point, Andre 3000 want to express himself in this way. Everything ain't for everybody. And that's it. I'm gonna go throw on Hey Ya and Pat Roses. And another thing too, matter of fact, I'm gonna save that for what blows mine, because I ain't really have what blows mine. But yeah, so yeah, that's it. Andre 3000, the titles of the album, they are pretty cool though, like, or I guess different. I don't have them in front of me, but they got like the first song is something like, I swear I really wanted to make a rap album, but this is all I have right now. Something along those lines. Like, these are the titles, and they're long, like sentences, each title of each song, but it's flutes and wind instruments that's playing. But hey, fat shouts to you though. You still one of the GOATs for sure. And this is just where he is right now. And I'm gonna be over here with Roses right now. Yeah, so that concludes what's hot in these blogs for this week. I'm gonna get ready to get into what blows mine. This is the part of the show where I say what gets under my skin, what irks my nerves. What's that thing people do that just how you like, bruh? Really? My what blows mine for this week has to do with this Andre 3000 in the interview that he did, where he mentioned something about, he feels like he's too old to rap, and he feels he has nothing to contribute to it right now. He feels like to do a rap album today, he feels like it would be ingenuine, and because he feels like, he said something like, what am I gonna rap about? Like, I got a colonoscopy, and like I got, like things pertaining to like what he's doing right now. And the reason why this blows mine is not because Andre feels he's too old to rap, but it's because when you got songs like Roses, and you got songs like even Prototype, that's not your general typical rap music. I don't think Andre 3000 ever put out typical rap music, like shaking ass and in the club and bottles popping and things of that nature. I feel like the type of music Andre 3000 put out is the type of music that he could put out today, and it wouldn't be looked at as like, you too old to be saying that type of thing. That's what blew mine about that when he said that, because it's like you never did the typical things. Like, so I feel like at even 60 years old, you could do a song like Prototype and it'll still be, like appropriate, if you will, if you feel like, you're too old to, but that's just my feelings on that. But again, artists are artists. Got to allow artists to be artists and do however they feel, however their heart is leading them. So, hey, gotta respect it. That's the end period at the end of it. I gotta respect it.